Now, ATM councillor, that's Mncedi Ndzwanana, has been elected new speaker of Tshwane Municipal Council. However, the DA is not happy and is currently seeking legal advice. It follows weeks of drama over the positions of both speaker and mayor. Ndzwanana went up against Action SA's Khulufelo Morodi. But let's discuss this now with political analyst Dr. Levy Ndou joining me this morning to take this discussion forward. And Doc, thank you so much for your time and good morning to you. Perhaps help us understand the fiasco happening in Tshwane, because a lot has happened these past couple of days, and maybe let's just take it with bite sizes. Most recently, Mncedi Ndzwanana being elected as the speaker, but the DA on the other hand say they're not happy and they will be pursuing legal advice. I mean, what is wrong with the scenario in terms of stability of the speaker in Tshwane?
Good morning to you. Good morning to the viewers at home. It's the character of coalitions in the metros in South Africa which are characterized by instability, conflict and mismanagement. It is not something new that is happening in the city of Tshwane. It is what has been going on in Nelson Mandela, in Johannesburg, Ekurhuleni, and many other councils are going to follow. But what we actually observed in the city of Tshwane appears to be the repeat of what has happened in the city of Johannesburg. The Democratic Alliance appears to be having challenges in leading coalitions, and that is why, as they continue in their coalitions, they actually lose support, and other political parties outside the coalition would therefore take advantage of the challenges that the Democratic Alliance-led coalition has, and they actually take over power. It has happened in Johannesburg. It has happened now in the city of Tshwane. The possibility is that it is actually going to happen that way, and it has actually started in Ekurhuleni.
Also, Doc, with that being said, what does it say about political parties internally as well? I mean, I saw a video going viral even on social media, what looked like EFF members exposing, and I stand to be corrected here, I think it was Action SA or DA members, where there was a polygraph test, which they claimed was going to be conducted for their members to see who voted against the party lines. So if we're seeing this instability coming from the outside as residents, as South Africans, what is happening internally when it comes to trust, when it comes to stability of leadership, and also just transparency amongst party members when they're of course vouching for power in these metros?
It talks to dynamics involved in the political parties. For an example, political parties at local government are actually instructed on how they're supposed to vote by those that in a higher level in their political party. All local councillors are actually abused in the sense that their powers as councillors are taken away by their political party elites, and they're always given instructions on how they're supposed to behave. And in most instances, leaders of political parties would actually be misleading or giving instructions that would not be acceptable by those at local level. And that is why you find a situation where local leaders would sometimes have to defy the position that is coming from the national leadership. Another area is that those that are at local level are best people who understand the dynamics at local level. They know what local people need, but unfortunately, instructions will always come from above. And that is where you're going to see local councillors defying their own political parties. But equally, we need to look at what is an expression of political parties at national level when it comes to defying party positions. And my view is that you need political parties that are consistent in terms of how they vote, because I actually see a contradiction in what has happened in the city of Tshwane.
Speaking to your point, recently we had Bongani Baloyi just recently resigning from Action SA. He was interviewed by JJ Tabane on Power to Truth. He referred Herman Mashaba as having dictatorial tendencies. And I just wonder, of course, following his resignation, also seeing here in Nkele Molapo's membership, rather Action SA's termination of Nkele Molapo's membership ahead of nomination as Speaker, could Action SA be one example of such, a party which perhaps has leaders that want instructions taken from the top, trickling down and perhaps not going too well with their members?
What I've observed with Action SA is that it is a party that is ambitious, the party that has done its best to recruit people with credibility who might build the brand Action SA. And what could be the problem is the kind of leadership and decision making at Action SA. What Bongani Baloyi has actually indicated yesterday, it's an element in which individuals are not given the space to exercise their own skills, their leadership, to be able to do what is best for the party. What appears to be the challenge is that there is a top-bottom approach that comes from the leadership, which some people feel that their own expertise are not actually being observed. And I think also that is when you recruit people to join a party, you should also be able to understand their own strengths, their own weaknesses, and give them space to operate. And I feel that Bongani Baloyi is one person who felt that he is not given sufficient space to express himself and make a difference in that party.
Well, Doc, I appreciate you adding your voice to this conversation. Dr. Levy Ndou, political analyst, joining us.